Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. My name is Mark Borchnag, and today we're going to go over some modifications that you're going to be able to do in VAX yourself. So we want to get ready for 2020 and start with a bang. And what a better way to actually do this than learn maybe some new things that you can do in VAX by yourself. That way, it's going to help alleviate anytime you actually have to call into the res center and possibly wait on hold during peak season. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So today what I did is I have created a reservation number already. So we are going to go into our retrieved saved itinerary. And, well, actually, my apologies, retrieve reservations. I was reading a chat. So once again, call into phone number 800-504-8071 if, and use access code 934-1588 when it prompts you to. So we have one person on the line currently that actually has called in, it looks like. So, well, let's give it another second or two, see who else calls in. So just bear with me a few more moments, please. We got another person in. So now let's wait for, see if anybody else calls in. All right, so why don't we go ahead and just get started here. We're going to have this on our webinar page as well. So make sure you're calling in. That's the only way you're going to be able to actually hear this webinar. So I have created a land-only reservation, and we're going to go ahead and do some modifications that you can do in VAX. A couple cool things as well, now with travel impressions and that new Travel Protection Plus, you do have that best price guarantee now, and it's as simple as rebooking the hotel. We're going to go ahead and show you how to do that as well. So I'm going to pull up a reservation that we have created. So you have an option to retrieve a reservation number, or you have advanced options right over here. You can search by passenger's name, first name, last name, minimum booking date, maximum booking date, departure dates, origin, destination. If you have a flexible group code, you can pull up your reservations that have that flexible group code. If you have administration access, you are able to retrieve reservations from the agency. If you do not, you're only going to be able to pull up your own. Same thing with booking status, whether it's active or canceled. So I actually have a reservation number I'm going to retrieve. And let's wait for that to pull up, so just a few moments. There we go, perfect. So I have a land-only reservation. And first thing I'm going to do is, I did mention that now with the new Travel Protection Plus, we have the option for the best price guarantee. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very simple. As long as the components are available, you're going to be able to reselect those components for a lower rate. This will apply for land only and also our exclusive nonstop vacations price. And with scheduled airfare, it will only apply for the land portion. So what we're going to do is we are going to go down to our itinerary tools, go under modifications, change components. And now what this is going to do is going to pull up our availability to where we can actually modify our components within this reservation. So let's wait for that to display. All right, perfect. So from here, here's a couple options that we can do. If you click on hotels, let's wait for that to pull up and get everything into the availability. All right, perfect. So what you're going to do is find your hotel. So we had Ryu. You can use your sort by options right here and sort alphabetically, or you can search for a specific hotel by using your filter on the left-hand side. So I selected and used my filter for New Palace Peninsula. So here we are. You have the option to change your room category. So you can upgrade your room category by hitting the select button right here. Or if you want to change hotels, you can change your hotels by hitting the select button next to the room category in that other hotel you're looking for. For the best price guarantee, what you're going to do is you'll be able to see right here if the price went up or down. If it has gone down, just go ahead, hit your select button on your existing room category. And one thing I really want to focus on is make sure all your components are still on your reservation, such as any transfers, your travel protection. So anytime you're making a modification to your hotel, I recommend going right up here, right above where it says modifications in progress, click on original itinerary. You're going to be able to see what your original itinerary was, what it had on it, and also the total price of what your itinerary was. So on this one, we had our transfers to and from the hotel and also our travel protection plus. All right, so we have those still on here. Perfect. So now from here, we would go to our checkout page. If you have your flight information on a land-only reservation, if you have the transfers on here, it will ask for the flight information. If you do not have it, just click on I do not have flight information. If you do have it, you can just put it in right here with the carrier code and the flight number, and then select your time. All right, it looks like here we got a system error. Selected feature, travel protection plus is not available. Remove this feature or select a different feature. Well, it's on here. Let's see if it'll complete for me. No, it will not. So let's do this. Let's decline it. And now we can go ahead and make our changes. So one thing I also want to point out is with the travel protection options, you are going to be able to add that up until 7 days after you made your deposit, or up until final payment, whichever comes first. All right, so we reselected our hotel. Now what we can do is add or remove any features. So what we're going to go down to is go back under our modifications tab in our itinerary tools and change component. So let's wait for the availability to pull back up. All right, so we are in our availability page. So you have the option to maybe, let's say, remove your shared transfers right here by clicking remove if you want to remove them. Now if we go back under features, I'm going to add my travel protection plus back on. And this would be the same way you would add it even if you have deposit on the reservation. You have up until 7 days after your deposit or up until 45 days, whichever comes first. Now let's say we're looking to add a private transfer onto the reservation. So we removed our shared transfers. Let's look at using our filter, going to ground transportation, and adding a private transfer. Okay, so we have private transportation right here. You have the options for up to 6 passengers or 7 to 10. So let's touch base on the difference of these private transfers. So here's your standard private transfer. It's going to be your shuttle bus. You have a limited mobility private transfer. So anyone that needs, that's in a wheelchair, that may need a transfer that has wheelchair accessibility right here. A private deluxe transfer is going to be more of your Lincoln Navigator, Cadillac Escalade type of transfer. So what we're going to do here is just go ahead, add to cart. So look at adding features as like grocery shopping, for instance. You're going down your shopping aisle. what you want to put in your cart. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're putting all of our features we want in our cart. All right, so let's collapse that. So we have that now in our cart. We have our private transfers. We added that travel protection plus on. We're going to go ahead and go to checkout. All right, so again, anytime you make a modification on a land only with transportation to and from your hotel, this will pop up. If you put your flight information first, you don't need to keep adding it in. Just click on I do not have the flight information. All right, so let's go down and complete our change. So adding or removing a feature is going to be as easy as that. So let's wait for that to complete. All right, perfect. So it refreshed. Now some other things that you're going to be able to do that you may not have known is anytime you have an exclusive nonstop vacation flight or land only, you have the opportunity yourself in VAX, as long as the components are available, to make name corrections or even do a name change. So let's say in this specific situation, we need to remove passenger 2, or we're going to actually replace passenger 2 with a different passenger. All right, so we know our hotel's available because we just reselected it for that best price guarantee. So let's go down to our modifications, change PAX info. So right now, I can't do anything. So in order to do that, you're going to choose the traveler you need to change, and we're going to switch out the name. So let's say we're changing Christine over to Amy, and so I'm going to take my friend instead. Go ahead and hit change. I am going to make sure I have all my travel components on the reservation again. Double check my original itinerary. Scroll down. Make sure I have my private transfer still on here and also my travel protection. All right. I'm going to click right here because if you've added it again already, you don't need to add it again. Let's scroll down to the bottom. And we'll have to click I've read and explained the terms and conditions. Now let's go ahead and complete our itinerary change. So let's go ahead and wait for that to change. Okay, we changed names on the reservation. Great. Well, now here's another option that you're actually going to be able to do in VAX too. So I would recommend doing this only for land only. Let's say now Amy is no longer able to travel. We have that travel protection, so the penalty, she loses that travel protection. So from here, what we can do is, let's go ahead and remove her. All right, so let's go ahead down to our itinerary tools, under modifications, go down to drop PAX. So from here, you can remove the passenger that you need. So let's go ahead and remove Amy. Click on remove passenger and hit change. Let's wait for that to update just a few seconds. There we go. All right, so again, flight number if you have it. Let's go down here, make sure our transfers are on here. Okay, they are. So it looks like they added our shared transfer back on here. So I am going to go back into my airport transfers and remove which one I don't need. Okay, so I'm going to remove my shared transfer by clicking on remove. I'm going to collapse my features. Now I'll go to checkout. So again, every time you have transfers on a land only, this is pulling up. Go down to the bottom, complete itinerary change. So again, I only recommend doing that for a land-only reservation. So once you have payment on that reservation, what will happen is you'll remove that passenger, and then from there, you'll get a sales adjustment showing by your price screen. So just keep that in mind when you're quoting that travel protection is non-refundable. Keep that cost in the back of your head so you know that you're adding that back on, because that stays on the reservation. So now let's say we removed that passenger and now there's a refund due on the reservation. So anytime you have a reservation created, you can go up here and go to Refund Request. So you can fill out this refund request. It goes directly over to accounting. Okay, so you submit your refund request. Let's say a day or two down the road, you don't remember if you filled one out or not. Well, you are going to be able to see now in the comment history of your reservation if that refund request was submitted. And to view that would be, go down to your itinerary tools, go down to your history. In your comment history, it would show refund request received. You also have the capability now, under your history and accounting activity, to view the last 4 digits of the customer's credit card. So you're able to see the credit card information out to, well, not the full credit card information, the last 4 digits. All right, so we did our refund request. We removed a passenger. We did a name change. We reselected a hotel for the best price guarantee. It's the same for basically changing your hotel. We upgraded our transfers. We added transfers back on. So there's a few things that we have done. Let's go and talk about a few other things. One of the biggest things that we see is people calling in or emailing in to add your flight information on a land-only reservation. So if you scroll down to the bottom, under your comments and preferences, you'll see where it says flight information. So you could put your flight information in right here. So let's say they're on a Delta flight. So you could put the carrier code DL for Delta, and then the flight number. Let's say it's 101. Now you're going to put in the time that the flight arrives. So let's say it's at 11:28 a.m. And now you could go ahead and hit submit. Let's say you have a passenger that has a different flight. They're arriving on a different flight. Well, we're going to pretend that these are shared transfers because they're not going to be able to use the private transfers if that's the case. But I'll show you how to cross-reference flights, or also maybe even reservations if you have another party on another reservation looking to use your transfers as well. And that'll be under special service requests, add-on requests. So we can put in here tax, let's say Amy was still on the reservation, tax Amy, Southwest 202 at 12:30 p.m. That will go over to Amstar so they know that the second passenger on this reservation is coming in on a different flight at a different time. So let's say you have another reservation for Bob Smith, that it's 2 couples traveling together. Well, with the private transfer, as long as they're coming in on the same flights, leaving on the same flights, same hotel, same dates, they can use those transfers as well. So you can say reservation XYZ using transfer. So you can do it that way as well. And then Amstar will know, okay, this other reservation is using the transfer as well. Let's get them together, put them on that same transfer. So you're able to do this as well with the hotel, with cross-referencing reservations. So a lot of times people want rooms close to each other, right next to each other, whatever it may be. So under your hotel requests, you could do the same thing. You can make your bedding request. So let's say they want double beds. Room requests, okay, non-smoking, maybe smoking. Well, no hotels have smoking rooms anymore. Your special occasion, obviously your customers are probably going to mention ahead of time if they're celebrating an anniversary, birthday, a honeymoon. So you could add that in here. Let's say it's a birthday. And now if they're looking to be next to that room for Bob Smith, you can say, please put next to Smith Bob. That way, this will go over to the hotel. And then you could just hit submit. So I touched base on the special service request. So we do have a couple different hotel sources. So we have inventoried hotels and also direct link hotels. If you see under your special service requests, if you do not see any hotel requests, go ahead and give us a call or shoot us over an email for those requests, and we can go ahead and reach out to the hotel. The reason why you would see that would be a direct link hotel. Currently, right now, once the reservation is booked, you don't have those options to add those special service requests because it won't go over to the hotel. We are working on something for 2020 to where it will, and then you'll be able to add those special service requests after traveling. Okay. All right. So one other thing I want to talk about before we kind of go into some things that unfortunately you won't be able to do in VAX, but I kind of want to touch base on what you can do to make things a little bit easier. Is you have this payment link right here. So if you click on payment request, what this will do is send an email over to your customers. It's good for 24 hours. It's a payment link. They can click on that link, get into the reservation, and make their payment. They'll get notification that the reservation has been paid for. So this would be great for late at nights, maybe over the weekend, where it's a Friday night. Customers will think about it. Deposits due on Sunday. You can click on it and be like, hey, here's a link you could pay for your reservation. It's due Saturday. If it's outside of that 24 hours from when you sent it, you'll just have to resend another one. So keep that in mind. You have those options too. I think it's great for evenings or possibly over the weekends to where you don't have to actually take that phone call. You don't have to be in the office to make that payment. Okay, so let's touch base on some of the reasons why you may actually have to call in. Adding a passenger or dropping a passenger. So adding a passenger, what you can do is if it's land only or our exclusive non-stop vacation flights, or known as charter, make a new reservation. Give us a call. We can move the funds. Dropping a passenger, especially with scheduled airfare, you're going to have to call in on. So that'll be because airfare is associated, it's locked in. So we'll have to go in there and split off that P&R and get everything taken care of so that airfare doesn't have any penalties for the person that's not getting removed from the reservation. So also on scheduled airfare, or if your land component or your exclusive non-stop vacation flight is not available, you'll have to give us a call to do that name correction. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be able to update it right on the phone with you. If it's a hotel that's not available, some hotels may require us to send an email and we'll make the changes on their end. Changing dates. Because a lot of times when you're changing dates, it will have some fees associated with it. Another great reason to get that Travel Protection Plus is you're going to have to give us a call if you're changing dates, most likely, especially to move funds. What you can do, though, in the meantime, is because technically you're going to be canceling or rebooking, you can make a new reservation, give us a call, and we'll move funds less whatever penalties. So currently, what we are not able to do in VAX as well is adding the travel protection for less the number of party on the reservation. That you have to call in for right now. We are working on that really hard to actually be allowed in VAX. So that will be coming soon. Some of you may have attended a recent webinar regarding some upcoming changes. Multi-origin. We're extremely excited about that. Right now, it's not available, but it will be coming down the road. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have some webinars regarding that as well. Schedule changes. If you receive a schedule change, there's two ways that you can do this. You can give us a call at 800-775-5252. That's going to go to our schedule change team. Or you can email air, so AIR, at applelg.net. That will go to our schedule change team. So you have two ways to contact them. Also, adding airfare to an existing land-only reservation. Another really exciting enhancement we're looking forward to is that's coming down the road for FIT reservations. Currently, with groups, with your contracted groups within your dashboard, you have that ability. But that will be coming to FIT reservations and your flexible groups reservations. So, coming soon. We're really excited about that and also that multi-origin. So, keep an eye out for that webinar as well. So, those are some of the reasons why you would actually have to call in, or you can email in depending on how urgent it is. Urgent situations, we always recommend to call. If it's something like you forgot to add that special service request at time of booking and that you can't get that hotel special service request to show up, those you can email because those aren't really urgent unless they're traveling within about a week. So those are some of the things you can and can't do within your reservation within Vax Vacation Access. So why don't you guys go ahead and put in some questions into the chat and we will go over those. So we have a couple in here right now. And let's see here. One question is, can we pull up reservations via group promo code only? Yes, you can. So you can do that with a contracted group, yes. And also a flexible group, yes. So that would be under your retrieve reservations. If you have a code right here for your flexible codes. If it's a group, you're going to have to go under groups. And then your group ID is your contracted group promo code. It will typically start with CG. So yes, you can. Okay. Can you do this for other brands? Yes. All the procedures in VAX are going to be the same. So it doesn't matter whether it's Travel Impressions or any of the other brands. The process is the same for all. All right, so we got another question. Got a group of 20 coming into a destination. They're all arriving at the same time. You can get all those passengers on a transfer or two. So I think our largest one for FIT reservations is 10 people, so you'd have to do 2 of them. But if you do reach out to us, we can always reach out to Amstar to see if we can get a larger transfer for your customers. If it's a contracted group, you might want to reach out to groups because that might be a benefit of that group. All right, so we also got another question, well, more of a statement. So customers can make their own payments. Yes, if you send them that actual payment link or that payment request, they're not going to be able to do anything within that reservation besides make payment. All right, so another question, where do I find the air schedule change contact information and packs? If you receive one of those automated emails saying that there's a schedule change on there, that's where you're going to find that information. All right, so another question. Did I see we can send payment links even after changes are made? Yes. So you can send those payment links for deposit, for final payment, or any payment in between. All right, so that's the end of the questions. Let's go ahead and wait a couple minutes. If you guys have any others, we'll be more than happy to answer those for you. Did all of you notice we got a new page for travel impressions? I like the looks of it. All right, it doesn't look like we have it. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. How do we do the payment link for the deposit? Well, when you have your reservation pulled up, so let's go ahead and pull up my reservation again. Oh, that's not my reservation number. Let's put the reservation number right here. Pull it up. So the reservation I have, there's no payment on here. So technically, if I was sending this to myself for payment, it's right under here, payment request. Right up here. So they would be able to pull their deposit on this payment request. All right, so I just want to get back to our travel impressions main page real quick and kind of give you guys a little bit of information. We have this page right here. It's called Are You Primed for Peak? Great information in here. So this is kind of us giving you updates on kind of how everything is going. So we have our message.
Hello to all of our trusted and valued travel advisors. Thank you so much for your patience and your support this past year as we've been managing through our merger, our migration, and many challenging market issues. Now, we do believe we've made our learnings greater than our experience, and we've listened to a lot of your feedback. And we believe our team members' hard work is paying off because in 2020, we are seeing double-digit growth for that travel period. Now, nothing's more important to us than making sure your business is successful and that we provide the best possible service and support as we go into this next peak season. Now, many of you were able to attend our Ascend conferences this fall, where we gave you a lot of updates about our new products, our new technology, what we've been working on, and that included our new One ALG loyalty program and travel protection, and also a lot of information about new products and technology. The entire team at Apple Leisure Group is focused on making you better, faster, more profitable, and taking care of our mutual customers. And we have hired over 300 new team members in both customer care and in groups. As I said, we've managed a lot of change, but we are a stronger company today, but we couldn't do it without you.
What I would recommend,
we have given you our commitment to be a great partner in travel and to make sure that we take care of those mutual customers together. Now, one of the things that we said is that we're going to communicate and we're going to have transparency. This page we're launching is intended to be one of the ways in which we will do that. We will provide you information on what our service levels are, what training opportunities you have, what new products we're launching, are there new technologies that we have that are coming out. Hopefully you'll find it to be a valuable resource as you do business with us. So again, thank you for your support because we do believe that we're going to have a great year together in 2020. Thank you so much.
But yes, you can. Awesome. All right, so that is what I had for you guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy day on a Thursday, and I'll go ahead, I'll get this wrapped up and this video added to our webinar calendar for you guys to view after the fact. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for all your continued support with Travel Impressions, and hopefully you guys tune in for the next getting ready for 2020. But you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you.